The iconic Mai Tai. Bold, tropical, legendary. But tonight, we are breaking all the rules. Forget almonds. Imagine the rich, earthy snap of Cacao Orgeat, meeting the berry-rich tang of homemade ruby chocolate liqueur, swirled into a next-level tiki masterpiece. This isn't just a chocolate cocktail, it's a chocolate revolution. You've never tasted tiki like this. If you're obsessed with rum, love chocolate, and crave drinks that push boundaries, you're in the right place.
It's cocktail time.
Welcome to another episode of our rum and chocolate masterclass. Before we start, here's a fun fact about chocolate. Cultivation of cacao began over 3,000 years ago in Mesoamerica by the Olmec civilization. They are considered to be the first to process and use cacao. Fast forward to today, and we are finding new ways of combining the amazing pairing that is rum and chocolate, inspired by Diplomatico's Artisans of Taste program. Learn more about how you can win a trip to Brazil through the link in the description. We are again taking a classic recipe and putting a fresh spin on it, with new techniques, ingredients, and ideas, this time adding chocolate notes to a tiki staple. But don't worry, this isn't about making a dessert in a glass. We are making a Mai Tai that's still balanced, boozy, and tropical, just with a big chocolate twist. Here's another fun fact. Cacao beans were so valuable they were used as currency across Mesoamerica. They were even known as food of the gods. While doing research for this episode, I came across two fun Mai Tai variations, both with a foam crown. I found these on the tiki and cocktails subreddits, respectively, with the first one, Monkey Pot Mai Tai, originating from the Monkey Pot kitchen restaurant in Maui, where they created a twist on the Mai Tai by topping it with a foam made with honey and their host-made passion fruit syrup. Plus, you're drinking it on Maui, so there's no way that's not delicious. But the reason I found this was that the Redditor Jungle House Cocktails thought it would be a great idea to add some cacao notes to it. So he created the Cacao Pot Mai Tai by swapping dark rum with cacao rum. By the way, Jungle House Cocktail has a stunning Instagram page on his own, so shout out for that. We've covered the classic Mai Tai in an episode a while ago, and I even made a fully clarified version of this iconic tiki cocktail. I'll link that episode below. So today we're skipping the classic build and going straight to the showstopper. Here's what you need for the Choco Mai Tai. For the combination of rums, we'll use Diplomatico Planas and Mantuano rums. Planas is clean and crisp, with subtle coconut and citrus notes that lighten up the blend. Mantuano brings rich, dried fruit and spice flavors that give the cocktail its classic depth. Both will pair nicely with our two DIY ingredients, Cacao Orgeat and ruby chocolate liqueur. More on this in a second. We'll also need lime juice, orange blossom water, saline solution, and a garnish, which we'll cover later. Before I show you how to make our two chocolate ingredients, here's another chocolate fact. The Mayans discovered you could roast, crush, and mix cacao beans with hot water, essentially inventing the first version of hot chocolate. Here's a link to an episode with 4 fun ways to spice up your next hot chocolate. First up, Cacao Orgeat. The base is raw cacao nibs. We want that intense, slightly bitter, earthy chocolate flavor you can't get any other way. Along with that, you need water, sugar, and a combination of xanthan gum and gum arabic. They give the orgeat a smooth, velvety texture and help it blend perfectly into the drink. First, cover 130 grams of cacao nibs in lukewarm water, just enough water to cover them completely. If yours are peeled, you can use 120 grams. I'll soak them for at least an hour to soften them, making the blender's job a lot easier. This also makes it easier to peel off the skin, so double benefits. So after an hour comes the peeling stage. If the nibs you got don't have skins, it's straight in the blender. That's the next step. For now we need to add just water, 300 grams or about 10 ounces of fresh warm water. Blend for about 1 minute so the cacao nibs really break down fully. Then to get just the flavorful liquid, you need to strain the mixture through a muslin cloth, and to really get all of the liquid, use one of my favorite hacks, a potato ricer. Place the muslin cloth inside, fold it, and you'll already be able to squeeze out way more than you would by just pressing it with your hands. We'll end up with our cacao base. Now for the sweetening and thickening. For every 100 grams or about 3.5 ounces of cacao liquid you get, add 100 grams of sugar, 0.3 grams of gum arabic, and 0.08 grams of xanthan gum. This will act as thickener, stabilizer, and emulsifier for our orgeat. Blend everything together again until smooth. That's your Cacao Orgeat done and ready. Don't forget to bottle it and add a label. If you're already thinking of cocktails you think this would be great in, let us know in the comments below. And if there's any separation of the orgeat, just give it a quick shake before you open the bottle, and you'll be good. Next up, the creamy ruby chocolate liqueur. It's super easy to make and you don't need any special tools. But first, another fact about chocolate. The word chocolate originates from the Aztecs and their word for bitter water. The first part of making our chocolate liqueur will be mixing together strawberry water, sugar, salt and gum arabic. Later, we'll add ruby chocolate and Diplomatico planless rum, while you could use just plain water for dilution. I figured a bit of berry notes will pair nicely with the ruby chocolate. So here's how I made strawberry water. Simply blend 250 grams of fresh strawberries with 110 grams of water and 1 gram of Pectinex. Let it rest for about 10 minutes, then strain it through a coffee filter. That's it, you've now got a vibrant, fruity base for our chocolate liqueur. Now in a small pot, combine 300 grams of this strawberry water, 100 grams of sugar, 1.2 grams of salt, and 1.2 grams of gum arabic. Heat it gently until everything melts together, but don't let it boil. As soon as it's fully combined, remove it from the heat and let it cool to about 45 degrees Celsius or 113 degrees Fahrenheit. A cooking thermometer is a must when working with chocolate. If we added our ruby chocolate into the mixture while it's still too hot, it would ruin the delicate flavor and color of the chocolate. Once it's at the right temperature, add 150 grams of ruby chocolate, either drops or just chop up a good bar into small pieces. Mix it until it's fully melted. I'm using a magnetic stirrer here, but a simple whisk will also work just fine. Now for the final step, add 300 ml of Diplomatico planless. That's 10 ounces, and that's really it. Once you bottle and label it. It will develop its full flavor in few days, but you can of course try it and use it in your next chocolate cocktail straight away. Just give it a shake, if you see it has layered before you use it. This time I added some fruity notes with the strawberry water, but you could also use some orange liqueur in combination with rum or use orange flavored dark chocolate. In that case, I'd use Mantuano instead of planless rum. Either way, the ruby chocolate and fruity notes will work amazingly in this cocktail. As mentioned, don't feel limited with the use of ruby chocolate. This method works with white, milk or dark chocolate too. Speaking of different chocolates, here's more interesting things about chocolate. Chocolate made its way to Europe in the 16th century, and right away French monks began infusing alcohol with cacao nibs and sweetening the mixture to create what would later become crème de cacao. But now it's time for the grand finale. Let's build our Choco Mai Tai. You can use a regular rocks glass full of ice, but I think this handmade clay vessel will make our cocktail even better looking. But first, we need to shake all ingredients with ice. I'll use equal parts of the rums, so 1 ounce or 30 ml of Diplomatico planless, and 1 ounce or 30 ml of Diplomatico Mantuano. Next, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of the ruby chocolate liqueur for the right amount of sweetness and the cacao nuttiness. 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of the Cacao Orgeat. And to balance that, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice. As mentioned, chocolate and orange make a great pairing, so 2 drops of orange blossom water just makes a lot of sense in our Choco Mai Tai. And since salt enhances the chocolate notes, let's do the same with the saline solution. Now shake with plenty of ice to chill and dilute the cocktail. Strain over fresh ice in our clay vessel or a rocks glass filled with ice. Add a straw, top it with crushed ice and garnish with a mint bouquet, which you first slap on the side of the glass to express those fresh herbal aromatics. Add a cherry and a small piece of chocolate as the final piece of the cocktail. Cheers! You get creamy chocolate, enough fruitiness from the ruby liqueur, plenty of nuttiness from the Cacao Orgeat, and those layered rum flavors from planless and Mantuano. It's rich, balanced and still a Mai Tai, even though we swapped the almond orgeat for chocolate. In short, it's a crowd pleaser. A perfect example of how you can twist a classic while keeping it true to its spirit. If you want to experiment even more, think about what pairs well with different chocolates. We said ruby brings the fruity, bright, berry-like notes. Go for white chocolate if you want that creamy or vanilla notes. Milk chocolate brings a combination of caramel, nutty and sweet dairy notes. And dark chocolate is the way to go if you want intense, earthy, even bitter notes. Before we wrap up, here's the final fact about chocolate. It took them until 1875 to successfully combine cacao butter, sugar and milk to create milk chocolate. That was done by Daniel Peter, a Swiss chocolatier. And I hope your takeaway from our rum and chocolate masterclass is that there's an endless way to play with chocolate in cocktails. Remember to make it fun. And if you come up with a recipe you are proud of, share it in the comments below. We might just feature it in the Cocktail Times newsletter, or an upcoming ebook which we publish on our Patreon page. Until next time, cheers! Thank you for watching, friends of cocktails.